All righty, well, let's get straight into it. If we're going to know Joel Kane, I'm going to do the serious stuff because this is what's happened. Titans part ways with Des Hasler. This is on the Titans website. Well, we knew this was coming. I suppose they could have done it in the off-season. Do you feel? 2 rounds to go.
Could have. Yeah, maybe it was the decisions that followed that.
Yeah.
Fletch.
So this is his record at the Titans. Now, I don't know the other. I mean, Cardi's got the most. I'd imagine Cardi's the most successful. So he's had 13 wins from 46 games at 28%. His career record is 54%. So 271 wins out of 503 games. He's going to stay for the last 2 games, Dolphins and West Tigers. The new coach is, if you haven't heard, probably the worst-kept secret in rugby league is Josh Hannay. Were you happy with that, Brooks?
3-year deal, takes over from next year. Pretty solid. He was next in line, wasn't he? We've been talking. He missed out on the Eels job as well, Fletch.
Yeah.
So he feels like he was next in line. Part of the successful Queensland team. Billy gave him a good endorsement.
Yeah, I think that got him over the line because they would have interviewed, and you'd imagine they would have rung Billy, the powers that be.
Yeah. His connection with the Queensland players there could be potentially good for getting new players to the club.
Yep. Just on Desi, now I would like to see him help out Laurie Daly as New South Wales coach. Thoughts?
Love it.
I reckon Des is the man. Desi and Laurie.
10-week Desi with Laurie.
Yep. Do you feel like that's in the realms of possibility?
You could. You had more ties in with Desi.
Yeah.
Is that the sort of realm for
around the
him?
grounds. Goldilocks is back.
Welcome back. Hello,
Clarentine
broadcast.
Kane is back.
Oh, dear.
Dust mite.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Are you allergic to anything,
Slim.
Brian?
Am I allergic? No, I've done all that sort of bizzo. No, I am. You know what I'm allergic to?
Yeah.
Pethidine.
What? Oh, okay.
What's
So when I used to get the operations and you get the pain, pethidine, I just keep just spewing up. So that's the only thing I'm allergic to.
Really? So my lips, if I get caught with an allergy, like 4 times the size.
Whoa.
Are you allergic to anything, Brooks?
Yeah, I'm down your path, but nothing really crazy.
Right.
You know, standard bee stings, all that.
It doesn't always get me, right? So usually if I'm a bit of dust, like runny nose, and that's fine, 6 to go play on. But when you move in house, you're really dusting right up.
Do you not have a mask
retro
on?
dust?
No mask.
You got to.
Okay, let's get back to Josh Hannay. So the Titans announced Josh Hannay as their next coach. Have you read this yet?
No, keep going.
Hannay will take over as the head coach of the Gold Coast Titans from 2026, signing a 3-year deal. He brings a strong resume, including assistant coach for Queensland's Origin team, 3 series wins in 4 years, assistant coach at the Sharks, who have made the finals every year since 2021. And he missed out on he was on the short list for the Riles job that ultimately went the way. Other appointments, Anthony LaFranchi appointed head of recruitment. What was he doing already? Do we know? He was already there.
He was a blue shirt
manager.
for a while.
Yeah, was he?
Let's ask Sats. Are we allowed to ruin his own show? Because he'll
Steal
want
his-
to. Well, he's going to want to
Break his own news.
Break his own news. Is it okay if we?
We'll be okay. Scott Sattler returns as director of football. He was the Titans' inaugural general manager of football. He has been at the helm of said position when they come third.
Yep.
So he's all over that. Titans CEO Steve Mitchell on Sports Day tonight with Sats and Rat. So he's already sucking up to the big boss. Here's old hairy knuckles.
He's clever. I wonder if Travis Meyn will be on there tonight.
Oh, that was heated.
Where do you stand on that? Where are you standing with the Travis Meyn? He was, so for the listeners out there who aren't aware, he was the journo when they're asking Des about David Fifita. Have we got the audio? We don't have the audio. Oh, we do have the audio.
Let's do it.
Good work, tourist.
Des, can you explain to us the situation with Dave Fifita and his future?
Well, Dave at the moment is making his way back, as you know, from ankle surgery. So he will come back from that and he'll go into rehab. He's signed for next year.
But have you given
So he's signed for 26.
Have you given him permission to seek interest from other clubs?
He's signed for 26.
Have you given him permission to seek interest
He's
from other
signed for
clubs?
26.
You're not answering the question, Des.
I'm not going to answer
It's
it.
an important issue at the club. You
No,
can't
it's not.
keep avoiding everything.
I'm not going to answer. We don't discuss retention on this platform.
Yeah, but that's just a cop-out.
No, it's not.
It is a cop-out.
No, it's not.
Mate, have a look at the crowd out there tonight. They're all Warriors fans. It's embarrassing.
He's signed for 26.
South Sydney said that they're keen to sign him.
How do you feel? I feel he was going okay until bringing up the crowd and the embarrassment.
I'll never forget being at the old Sydney Football Stadium And I was a young journo, 2GB back at the time, and they sent me in for the press conference.
There was dust everywhere.
I asked Des one question, and he answered me in a similar fashion, and I just absolutely shit the bed.
Yeah.
But Travis Meyn was just on the attack.
He was, and I feel he was allowed to ask whatever question he wants, but I think he overstepped the mark there.
Nah.
Well, are you taking the journo side?
4 syllables.
Yeah.
Dale Carnegie.
Yeah.
Mate, Des has given this bloke nothing and everyone nothing for so long, and ultimately you run out of good time tokens, and someone's gone after him. The amount of times that Des, people like myself who are young journos, who absolutely, it's intimidating, and someone's finally coming back at him. I respect what Des has done as a coach.
But he's answered the question. The question was, he signed to 2026. That should be the end of the conversation.
I know that. But had he treated the media better over the years, that would be the end of the conversation. Dale Carnegie, but the fact that he had treated them with scant regard for so long.
Who's he coaching now? Dale Carnegie.
Mate, he was...
Is he Brown?
He's definitely Brown.
Oh, okay.
Unless he's 204.
Right.
But, Brian, you can't just keep treating people that way, in that manner, and...
He's never rude to people. Des has never been rude. He's just been aloof.
Yeah, but it's like you're making a shitload out of the game.
But why don't
and you have been for so long, and you just... Well, I'm just telling you.
But why doesn't Travis ring him up during the week?
Let's get Travis on.
Listen, mate.
Can we reach out to Travis today and ask him what his thoughts are? And I bet you the way in which he's been treated or perceived being treated in that time is why he has been so vigorous in that questioning. Josh Hannay, who takes over the reins.
Why journos ever had a crack at Des like that?
Because Travis has got... he's...
Okay. Yeah, no, well,
I didn't, Brian. It's intimidating.
But maybe that's his style, but there's a way to handle it. Like bringing the crowd in. There's a lot of Warriors up there. There's a lot of Kiwis up there.
You're isolating that one press conference. This is a lot of stuff going back where Travis has been in many, and I'm not supporting the journalists, right? And some journalists do overstep the mark, but...
Do you think he overstepped the mark then?
Isolated, yes.
Yeah, isolated.
Isolated, yes.
Okay.
Isolated, yes. But I don't believe it's on the back of a lot of crap that he would have been dealt with. That's what I would say. And I've dealt with it firsthand.
The coach isn't the be-all and end-all. Like, he could have asked the owners. He could have asked the football manager. He could have asked the chairman.
But that's now personal between...
Yeah,
there's no doubt that's personal.
He could have just gone, Titans fans want to know about the future of one of their stars, not go, look at all the Warriors fans here. It's embarrassing. Like, I think
agree. I agree with that,
He
Brooks.
could have handled that and just flipped it around. And instead of trying to make him embarrassed, Desi.
But that was his
gone,
motive.
well, but
his motive was that.
Titans fans want to know the future of one of their stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does it stand for next year? Like, is he
If
being asked to go?
if Des had read Dale Carnegie, Travis would not be asking him those questions, right?
Yep.
But Des has treated Travis in a certain manner
How do
over
we
this
know
time.
that? Do you know that? Have you
I've
got
seen
insight?
the press conferences. I've been in the press conferences. I know. It's...
Is it only Des? What about Wayne? Would Travis Meyn have a crack at Wayne like that?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Wayne, Des and others who are earning a squeam for the game have to do more in the press conferences for the greater of the game. Like, it's not right what they do.
Okay.
It might have been right 50 years ago. It's not today's... That's my two box.
Does anyone ever... I feel the press conference is a waste of time after a game because you're either... You're cranky because you've lost, like Des was.
Yeah.
They don't give you anything anyway. Like, why do we need these press conferences?
You need reaction. As a fan, you want to hear what your coach and your captain say. Like, I think that's why.
But does anyone
it's good.
do you take any credence in what they say?
It's interesting to see what they say post game and then see what happens in the future in terms of how they're moving. I think, it's something that a lot of different sports do great, more so to promote the game.
I agree with that.
Like I feel like we take it as a bit of a joke as well. Like, some locations of presses are ridiculous. You've got ice machines in the background. You've got sirens blaring. Like, they're doing it out. There's a core flute bending in the wind as they're doing interviews. They really need to get more professional with that so that you don't have that feeling, Fletch, because it's an important part of the game.
I do agree with the and going to training and maybe putting up 4 or 5 players like they do in the NFL. I feel that's more important than post. Because the reactions after a game, it's like 5 minutes after a game. I think sometimes they need to sleep on it.
Now, Joel Gould, Brian, who has been intimately involved with all things Queensland. He's an absolute star for AAP, and I'm pleased to say he joins once again the Run Home with Joel and Fletch. G'day, Joel.
Oh, g'day. Great to be with you, Joel, and also with you, Fletch, as well. Big momentous day in the Gold Coast Titans history. Yet another one.
Are you closely aligned with the Gold Coast, Broncos, Cowboys, Dolphins? Where's your nest egg there, Jolie?
Well, don't tell anyone, but I'm a Dragon supporter. Okay, look, I've covered the Gold Coast Titans. When rugby league, when I was working at rugby league work, ever since they came into the competition in 2007, I remember sitting down with Chris Walker and Matt Rogers in the dressing room after that first game, and it's been I've been covering and watching the roller coaster ride ever since then. And look, I do have a soft spot for all those clubs you mentioned. But I'm a Dragons man. Don't tell anyone. I've been waiting to see them have some success, and it's just been so elusive.
Joel, have you got any insights on, or what's your opinion on why Des just didn't work at the Gold Coast?
Well, I think he came in as the hard taskmaster to transform bad habits at the Titans, and I just don't think the players ever really responded to his methods. It's as simple as that. And we know Des has been a great coach. He's won 2 comps. He's coached over 500 games. But whatever Des did there, it just did not sink in with the playing group. And I think they've got to take a lot of responsibility for this. I know it would be easy to throw darts at Des, but the players haven't bought into his methods. And those methods are, as we know, a little bit different to what they were used to with Justin Holbrook. I couldn't think of 2 more polar opposite types of characters. But I just think it comes down to just a disconnect there. Somewhere and for some reason, I'm not, like Des doesn't let you like you're watching training too often, so it's not like we're hanging around watching it very much. But it just doesn't seem to have worked. It's, for whatever reason, Fletch.
So Joel, Fletch, Brooksy, Tourist, Sleazy Sam, all those listening as well. For those who have watched one of the great docos, Netflix, is it Team America, the American team? What is it? The one about the Dallas Cowboys. And it sounds like that Jimmy Johnson hasn't worked and Barry Switz is coming into the building. Could that be right, Joel?
Well, certainly it could be. I mean, like Josh Hannay, as we know, has been touted as the next coach in waiting. He's very highly regarded by Billy Slater for his man management skills and his tactical nous. And I know Billy has spoken effusively in his praise. And I think he'll be he's a lot younger than Des. Didn't stop playing till not that ancient history. It's not ancient history when he played. So I think he's probably got more of he's more on that modern player wavelength possibly. So that's one thing, and he's given himself the hardest task in rugby league. So back to your question, it could well be exactly what you said.
Joel, do we feel that maybe Josh Hannay feels that he can get the best out of David Fifita, or is that ship sailed?
Well, I can tell you that the facts of that matter are on Saturday morning, I was told by the Titans that they had given David's management permission to negotiate with other clubs, and the club at the moment is South Sydney. So I rang Wayne, and Wayne said to me on the record that he said the Titans have handled themselves really well on this, so have we at South, Joel, okay, and we just want to get a deal done. And that's how he said it, right?
So were you burping then, Joel?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I need.
You want a quick lie down?
I need a nap. Yeah, but I'm not quite as old as Wayne, but I'm getting there. But so that's. So back to your question, Fletch. Does Josh Hannay want to keep him? Like you'd presume that on Friday, when the Titans let Dave's management know that they would have consulted with Josh. I mean, you can ask him that later. I'm not sure how that all transpired. But it's sort of the dark, murky waters of a coach at another club. He's coming into a new one, and of course they're going to lean on him to find out what he wants. Yep. So it's probably a question for him as to why that happened, but I was definitely told that by the Titans, and Wayne confirmed it. So can he get the best out of Dave? I think he could. I think he could, but it's whether that happens, whether he's actually going to be there or not. I guess only time will tell, because Dave could dig his heels in too and say, I don't want to go anywhere, I want to stay here.
Now, can we ask this? I want to ask you about Travis Meyn in the press conference. Joel Kane, my learned colleague here, has there been? It was suggesting there might be a little bit of history between Travis and Des. Are you aware of any of that sort of shenanigans going on?
Oh, I think there's a history there, just for the simple reason that Travis has been covering the Titans ever since Des got there. But I can't tell you what's gone on between the two of them. I don't really know the answer to that. But one thing I can say is that when I sat down in the press conference, you can't see it, but I started to laugh because Des started talking about these hand signals, right?
Yes, I saw that.
So saying, the hand signals, and he said, I'll put my hands up here so you can see my hands. And, that's just classic Des way to start a presser, right? I'm not usually lost for words. I think I can think on my feet, but I didn't honestly know what to ask him at that point. So that sort of... I was finding it hard not to laugh, right? And I was looking at Des too. and so then I asked a couple of inane questions, probably you'd say, just about the match. And then Travis wanted Des to say that Dave had been given permission to negotiate. And I think Des did what most coaches would do, right? They sort of say he's on contract till next year, but Trav wanted the answer, and it was the way I look at it. People have asked me a lot about this. It's a soap opera of rugby league unfolding in front of us, and we all got a good laugh out of it, right? So that's how I look at it, Fletch. Really, I try not to take it too seriously. This game, I find the humour in it, and I found it funny, to be honest, in hindsight.
Would have you asked that question again if you were in Travis's shoes? Is that your journalistic way?
Well, I don't know if you heard the presser, but right at the end, I think someone, it might have been, I'm not sure who the Titans official was in there, he said, is there any questions about the game? And I piped up and said, South Sydney say they want to recruit Des, and he just repeated himself, right? So I did throw my 2 bobs worth in, but me and Travis are probably different characters. But that's just the way he goes about doing it, and I will come in the back door sort of way. Sorry, that's...
Hey, it's a family show, Joel. I don't know what goes on the Gold Coast. That doesn't happen down here in North Sydney.
But anyway, but that's just a different way of approaching it.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. So honestly, to me, I've seen so many bits of banter in rugby league, blow-ups and everything. To me, it's just added to the list.
Yep.
So, Joel, at the top of our program, we led with this. We'll share it again, actually, for those who haven't been listening to the whole program. But we shared that particular press conference, and I said my situation where I reckon it's 15 years ago. I'm a young journo, not a journo. I've never
You're
been
not
a journo.
journo.
I'm not a journo, but I had to go to the press conference and ask questions. And I found...
Maybe you're allergic to press conferences as well.
Yes, but I found asking Des, in particular, a question very intimidating, right? Like Bellamy, fine, all the others, but I found him almost dismissive, right? And so I could understand if that trend has continued, why someone like Travis Meyn would go, enough's enough, champ.
But is that the way to do it professionally? Like if you're a journo, you've got professional standards you have to adhere to. I think his personal grudge against him outweighed his professional.
I totally agree with that also, Joel. But I've got no doubt that what their dynamics have been in the past played a big part. There's no doubt that Travis Meyn overstepped the mark on that isolated day. And you guys may have felt the frostiness in the room, but Des is a hard customer in that environment, isn't he?
Well, he is, exactly. Like, for me, it's almost by osmosis, I suppose. I'm trying to think of the word. When you're dealing with different kinds of coaches, like me and Wayne go back a long way, right? So I can throw him a line and he'll have a laugh. And he knows, like, he come in the other day to a press conference and he said, "G'day, Joel. What clangers have you got for us today?" And, that's just, and for me, we had a laugh, right? Like, when we were talking about Brandon Smith, I said to him, "Did you interview him, Wayne? I should have got you. You're a policeman." And that's when he said, "I did." But, you get used to a coach when you're dealing with them a lot and how to approach it. And I think with Des, I always sort of come at it from I keep it open-ended with him to try and get him to talk about what he wants to talk about. Because he is. I understand what you say, and I've been doing this for a long time in presses, too many presses, but it's all about how you go about doing your business. And I think we're all different as journos. And, look, I'll be honest with you, Travis is a friend of mine, and I wouldn't sit here and criticise the way he went about it. But I think... Yeah, to me, I knew the answer to that question already.
Yeah.
That the Titans had given Dave permission. So for me, it wasn't a big thing. That's why I asked Des, like I said, South wanting to do it, get a deal done, basically, with him. So,
hey, Joel, Joel, was there any other coaches interviewed? And was the Walker boys a serious consideration?
Look, I'm glad you asked me about the Walker boys because I can tell you that they didn't get an official interview. No, they didn't. And I think, I covered the Ipswich Jets. I actually worked in Ipswich for a long time. So when I was covering them, I was out there watching how they transformed that club. I watched Sam Walker just training with those. And Walker Ball, Sam and Ben and Shane's philosophies, if you look at Sam Walker, they're just he's like the living, splitting image of how they play football in attack.
Yep.
But there's a lot more to them than that. They actually transform the Jets' defence as well. And I think they're great man managers who deserve to be coaching in the NRL. And I actually spoke to Ben today. I had a chat to him today, and he's obviously disappointed, but he's not beaten. Any of you guys know Ben well and Shane, so they're not giving up on the dream.
Well,
but to your question, no, they didn't get an interview. No,
and I spoke to Ben. I saw Ben about a month ago, but I was asking him, "Are you coaching at the moment?" He says, "No, I'm just doing the real estate thing." Do you feel that they should be coaching before getting a look in for an NRL gig?
Well, this is something that's been thrown up a few times, but I would say this to you, Fletch. Before they started coaching for the Jets, for 3 or 4 years, they put together all their philosophies. They game planned everything. They had styles of football they thought players should play, all this sort of stuff. So, look, someone has to start somewhere. And you could have said when they got the job with the Jets, well, you haven't done it. Why would we give you the job? But they showed that for 9 years that they can not only have a win percentage of 56%, but they can, and they were loyal to the Jets. They really transformed that club. So the fact they've had a bit of time off, to me, they don't lose their talent. It's like if I had 4 years off on a Greek island, I'd back myself to come back and be able to write, hopefully, decent stories. And I think for them, a lot of it's about man management. And I've spoken to Ben and Shane about this, and for them, it's a myth. Right. Ben's been basically involved in Sam's coaching as well. You see Sam's footy.
Joel, I disagree on this, and I'll say this, preface this by saying, if the Walker boys ever coached in the National Rugby League, I would be the very first person to get membership. I'm the greatest admirer of people outside the square.
There's a butt coming.
There's a massive butt coming.
There's a massive butt coming.
But you've got to be coaching.
Not just Joel. Joel on the other line. Hold it.
You have to be coaching.
Hold on, Joel.
Brian.
Here we go.
Brian,
3,
you have to be coaching.
Go.
I reckon I study more tape than most of the assistant coaches out there, right?
Bruce. Right now.
But I would never consider myself to be an assistant coach because I haven't put the hard yards in. You can't not coach and then expect a first grade role. I'm the biggest Walker supporter, and I'd love to see it happen. But boys, you've got to get out there coaching. You've got to keep coaching. Thoughts?
Well, Joel,
the thing is, they got close to the Titans job once before, and they almost got the Warriors job.
Yep.
And look, they've both got businesses to run as well. But like I said to you, I know for a fact that if they come into the game and the modern rules would suit this 6 again rule would suit Walker Ball down to the T.
I love it.
They were doing that with Matt Parcell like what you see Harry Grant do. They were doing that with Matt Parcell at Ipswich Jets. For people who don't know who he is, he went on to play for the Broncos and went over to Super League.
Played Manly? He played at Manly too?
Played at Manly, he did. He played at Manly as well. And I just don't think... I don't see it as an issue knowing them.
Yeah,
I just know that they would...
We're going to move on from we're going to break. But if I was managing or giving advice to the Walker boys, I'd say come out public and say, we are committed for 5 years doing this, they will absolutely land a first-grade job because they should, and they'd be great for the game. But, boys, you've got to coach. We've got to go, Joel, but I want to leave you with two quick things. Talk about signing Big Dosh, Jayden Campbell. Thoughts? And also Tino. Are they going to keep Tino for Suamala-Awi? What thoughts?
Well, with Jayden Campbell, I think he's worth keeping there long term. Whether he's worth $900,000, that's up to anyone can make up their opinion on that. I think the reason they want to secure him is that they can't afford to lose someone so tightly connected to the club, and he's got the potential to be an outstanding halfback. I think he can. I think that's worth it. Yep. Back to your Tino question. Tino would love to stay there. His manager said to me last week that what he wanted to see from the club was clarity on the future because Tino didn't know what was happening. The fact that Sats is the football director, Frankie's the recruitment boss, and Hannay's the coach is clarity. And look, I don't know what I was talking to Simon Mino actually not long before I come on your show, and I can tell you that really the ball's in Tino's court, but I think this decision was necessary. They needed to get some clarity in the joint and stability in the joint so Tino knows what the club's going to look like in the future. And that'll only help him keep Tino.
Final brief question, Joel. Give us a percentage. Tino percentage of staying at the Gold Coast versus leaving. What's your gut feel? You've got a good read on it. What's your gut feel?
When I think of all the family reasons, I think of the money he's on, I think 60-40.
Stay.
I still think Mal is, 60-40 stay. But I think the 40, I go with the 40 because of how influential Mal was in getting him there. And he also has a really good relationship with Ezra Howe, the new recruitment manager out there at Perth, who will be, I don't think it's Ezra Howe. So Mal's the ace up the Perth Bears sleeve. And I think the fact that he's on such a good deal, he wants to bring success there. That's, why would you leave that? It looks like it's too good to be true on one score, except that he might have thought, how do I win a comp here? Yeah,
hey, Joel,
that's a long way off.
This is the final question. Brian, it comes to you. Well, so Joel started out in the sheds. Joel started out in the sheds at the Gold Coast Titans.
Yep.
Rugby League week. Rating out of 10. An old-fashioned Rugby League week rating out of 10 for Joel Gould.
Solid 8.
Solid 8?
Solid 8.
Oh, please.
What was it? It's not Peter Sterling. It's not Peter Sterling.
It's
playing
8.5.
against the Chooks.
I'm glad you gave me an 8. I'm glad you gave me an 8 because,
why I took
Michael Ennis less than what he wanted, right? Michael Ennis was one. He'd always chip me about my ratings. For him, not many players would. And I ended up, I'll confess now because it's all done and dusted.
Yeah.
So I ended up giving him more than he was due.
You can't be doing it.
Travis Meyn wouldn't do that, Joel.
Now,
good on you, mate.
Joel, I was going to give you a 10, but I took 2 points off for your rank impression of Wayne.
Joel, thank you very much, mate. Great to have your company. And AOP, thank you for allowing us to have Joel Gould. Good on you, mate.
See you, mate.
No worries. Great guys.
More NRL news coming up right after this. What, you're still here? Well, you can see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio, you beautiful humans.